Episode number 37 of Beyond the Plate. I cannot believe it. 36 weeks of this lovely lady and her company, Chef Amrita Raichand is who I'm talking about. Congratulations on another week that's gone by. How are you doing?
Very well, and congratulations to you too, Rishi. I can see that our pairing is doing well.
Speaking of which, pairing, it's all about love. Love is in the air. Valentine's Day is the 14th of Feb, and lots of love and regards, and thank you for the love. Our respective other halves, better halves. Rahul Raichand, what's up? Achal Saxena Kandan, what's up? And I hope you're doing something romantic too for us.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say thank you is all right, but how about planning something? And in fact, that's why it's a good thing to actually talk about Valentine's Day for all those people who conveniently forget the date because they don't want to do anything. We are giving them a heads up.
Now, I'm going to turn the show on its head. We normally do the Ask Amrita section in the end. We're going to do it right at the top. Yeah?
Because he didn't let me cover any question last week.
Well, yeah, you know what happens is that sometimes when the show goes over duration, we're not able to cover your questions. And Amrita is right. You are the most important person in the show, not me Hrishi K or Shri Amrita Raichand. And if we don't satisfy your curiosity about food, what's the point? So, Joyce, thank you very much. She typed into 9833943943, our WhatsApp line 9833943943. You can ask questions there. What are some creative ways to add crunch to salads without relying on croutons or fried toppings, Amrita?
Joyce, this is such a good question, and I'm so glad you asked this because, believe me, forget the factor of crunch. I mean, it is extremely important in salads, but what you can do through this element of crunch is add so much more health to a salad which is already usually healthy. If you ignore the creamy dressings, what can you do? You can just dry roast some nuts. Add them as a crunch. Again, great source of good fats and protein. What else can you do? You can, keep some boiled chickpeas ready, which you can fry lightly in oil, not deep fry, just saute or even bake them in the oven. Again, something like quinoa. In fact, I have a really good recipe coming up very soon. Just boil the quinoa, put this in the oven, and you'll have crunchy, crispy quinoa, which you can add to any salad. And all these things are superb.
Lovely. Bijoy. Amrita, please suggest healthy pasta dishes that are suitable for a quick weeknight dinner. Go for it.
Bijoy. Nice. I like the way everybody wants to convert even pasta into healthy, and that's my motto. Actually, healthy should not be boring. So why can't pasta be healthy? Of course, the factor of what the pasta is made of. We have to consider if it's maide wala pasta, which is only made with all-purpose flour. Obviously, it will not be as healthy. But even to that, if you add lots of vegetables, if you make the sauce full of vegetables or meat, if you're a meat eater, you automatically balance out that particular pasta dish. I have a beautiful pasta roll-up recipe which we shared last week or the week before that on Radio 1. The entire recipe is up on my YouTube channel, Amrita Raichand Chef and Beyond. Please do catch it. It's a really, really great way of having pasta. Also a very unique way of having a healthy pasta dish.
Amazing! And now to the main course for the day, which is Valentine's Day. How are you normally on Valentine's Day? Do you think it's just another day, or do you like to make it special? And most importantly, this mysterious Saint Valentine, what can you tell us about him?
See, listen, I am a sucker for all these days. Even birthdays for me is very important. I know many people think, including my husband, that it's just another day. But I'm like, in our busy lives, it's so easy to forget to express those warm, those lovely feelings that one should actually make it a point to express very often. So I love these days because they remind you. They're like a reminder bell. Hello, happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to do something nice for you. I'm going to write something nice to you. So why not? So yes, I am a full believer in all these days. But talking about how this day came about and our good friend Saint Valentines, let's talk about that. Here I have to tell you that there are literally 3 interesting separate stories which revolve around how Valentine's Day came about. All the 3 stories individually had Valentine as their hero. I'll talk about it. Let me elaborate to explain this. Now, talking about Saint Valentine, who has made our love world go round, I have to say my research on this patron saint is one that's really shrouded in a lot of mystery. You'll be amazed that the Catholic Church recognizes at least 3 different saints with 3 different stories.
What are you saying?
That could be responsible for this day, and all individually had the same name, Valentine. So the one major thread that is common between all these 3 saints, apart from their name of course, is also the fact, which is not a happy fact, that they were all martyred and put to death by their respective emperors. Let's start with the first story. Valentine was a priest who served during the 3rd century in Rome. The then Emperor Claudius II was struggling to get enough soldiers to join his army. Now he was told that men were too attached to their wives and kids and hence did not want to risk joining the army. He was also convinced that single men definitely make better fighters. Do they?
I don't think so.
Were you a better fighter when you were single?
Not at all.
Not
You
at
have
all,
to fight for your family, for your wife, for your children.
Exactly. But this crazy emperor obviously did not think so. So he decided to outlaw marriages for young men. Now, our friend Valentine obviously thought this was very wrong and great injustice was being done. So he went on to defy this emperor and started performing marriages in secret. The moment the emperor found out, he got him killed. Now, the second story of Valentine is of Valentine of Terni. He was a bishop, and he was one of the early Christians in the 3rd century. That time, the religion was still seen more as a cult by the Roman Empire. What Terni was doing was to help Christians and prevent them from getting prosecuted. Now, rumor has it that our friend Valentine was so confident of what he was doing, he tried to convert the emperor himself. The emperor got so angry, forget converting, he converted him only into a dead body. He literally got him killed.
Aye.
And that day was also 14th of Feb.
So much of bloodshed.
Can you believe it? Around love. But anyway, it gets better. And a final story around Saint Valentine, who was also jailed because he was also helping protect Christians against harsh Roman prisons. This gentleman fell in love with the jailer's daughter, who used to come and visit him in prison. What happened? When he was persecuted, when he was killed, he wrote a letter to her and signed it, "From your Valentine." An expression that has stuck and is clearly still in use today. And this is when the first greetings also started. So this is more or less the Valentine story. But
yeah, I was reading somewhere that Hallmark turned around and said they're selling almost 145 million Valentine's Day cards every year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's almost like Christmas or Diwali. Yeah.
It is, all these festivals, they take their own, shape and form. But they actually all started, a lot of them have started by the Roman Empire. By the, we've discussed the many pagan festivals in our earlier Beyond the Plate episodes. Even Valentine's Day has another pagan conversion. So there was a festival called Lupercalia, which was always celebrated on February 15th by the earlier Romans. And this festival was dedicated to Roman founders, Romulus and Remus. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of that festival because, trust me, some of it was quite gory. Yeah. But the interesting fun takeaway from that is that what these young women used to do is they used to write their names, put it in a big urn, and all these bachelors would come, pick out a name. The name that they got was the one they would marry.
It's like a dating app. It's
Absolutely.
like Tinder or something.
And way ahead of its time.
Except no swipe right and swipe left.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And I believe the oldest Valentine greetings is a 1415. Yeah. A year poem written by the Duke of Orleans. And that was him writing to his wife while he was imprisoned in the Tower of London. And that's part of the British Library in London. So you guys should go and check it out. Okay. Time now for Amrita's recipe of the week. And I'm sure it has something to do with love and Valentine's.
Now, typically cooking dinner for your significant other on Valentine's Day is considered sweet, right? Everyone is appreciative of a home-cooked meal. And in my case, whatever the occasion, I'm the only one cooking. But if there are some better husbands, and I hope you can be one of those.
I'm all ears. Come on.
Yes, I'm sharing a lovely recipe of savory crepes, which you can, which are also so healthy because they are gluten-free. And I'll explain the recipe, how you're going to make these. You're going to make this using So how are you going to make this? You're going to make this using buckwheat flour. So there is no maida, there's no all-purpose flour, no refined flour. we are using buckwheat flour, which is a very, very great source of protein as well. And actually, they make superb crepes. What you're going to do is you're going to take some of the flour, you're going to add some milk, some egg, some melted butter, and a little water to adjust the consistency. Make a nice batter. Then if you have a crepe pan, if you don't, just use a regular saucepan. All you have to do is ensure that batter spreads like a thin, it creates a thin film on the pan. Like how you make a dosa. As a Tamil, you would know that.
Completely.
So it kind of looks like a dosa, but is obviously doesn't taste like one. Now for the filling, what do? I've got a heart-shaped fried egg. For this, you need a cookie cutter. There is no other way to make this. So just break an egg inside a cookie cutter, which you need to grease before. So you keep that ready. Then you get some spinach, have some cheese ready. What we're going to do is the moment we spread the crepe batter on the pan, we add these baby spinach leaves, we grate some cheese on it, and then we fold it like an envelope. It's literally a letter of love. Top it up with that heart-shaped egg and an impressive breakfast, which is also healthy.
Voila, brownie points if you make it for your partner or spouse.
Yes, and please share your pictures. I always share them on my stories on Instagram. The detailed recipe is on my YouTube channel, so please do check it out.
Before we go, Amrita is going to tell us about Cupid, so I'm going to give you some mandatories. The show comes to you Mondays, 8:15 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, Chennai, 8:15 to 9. 2 days later, and that's pure audio, 94.3 on the FM band. 2 days later on Wednesday, it's on the Radio 1 International YouTube channel. We also have at Amrita Raichand, the Instagram handle, where there's a wonderful recipe of the week video filmed in Amrita's studio kitchen, which you can also find on 94.3 Radio 1 India, which is our official Instagram channel. And of course, Chef and Beyond is a wonderful YouTube page. You can get long form as well as short form content from Amrita. And if you have questions to ask, it's 9833-943-943, 9833-943-943. Any question on food, diet, healthy or unhealthy eating, Amrita will answer it, and we'll take your questions. So what's about Cupid before we sign off?
How can we not talk about Cupid when we are talking about Valentine's Day? And here I'm going to quote Britannica, who states that Cupid was an ancient Roman god of love in all its varieties, the counterpart of the Greek god Eros and equivalent to Amor in Latin poetry. Cupid was the mythical son of Mercury, winged messenger of the gods, and Venus, who we all know as the goddess of love. He often appears as a winged infant carrying a bow and a quiver of arrows, whose wounds inspired love or passion in his every victim.
Stupid Cupid. Till the next episode of Beyond the Plate, it's me, Hrishi K, and Chef Amrita Raichand.
Thank you for having me here, and wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day.
Bye-bye.
94.3 Radio 1.